Right. We will continue with the event Pitch2Pitch, and here is the next startup. Ivana Tanasov, Monety print box. At the present, children don't learn enough knowledge in school about money and money management. By using the app and their own card, children will be able to learn how to save, how to spend, and even how to earn money. Big applause.
Thank you. My name is Ivana Tanasov. I am the founder of Monety. Monety is a mobile application that provides debit cards and digital wallet to children. Our mission is to help young people to learn how to manage their pocket money wisely. At the moment, yes, in schools, children don't learn enough about money, and in our digital society, cash will be used less and less, so we believe that it's quite important for children to learn from young age how to use digital money and the card. And through our application, children will be able to learn how to save money, how to spend their pocket money, and even how to earn money. And actually, parents will have also control what children do, and they will be able to assign tasks and give them rewards. Thank you.
Technically, are you partner with any big player for the?
Actually, we plan to partner with banks and potentially white label our solution. For example, banks, they offer debit cards to 7 years old children, but they don't have a digital wallet for young people. And we want to offer also educational material through the application to help them to learn.
You want to be on the first part of the bank, or open like a fintech company as your own?
Yes.
Like Revolut, for example?
Yes. I know that Revolut also developing such product for kids, but actually I believe that at the moment there are also some competitors, but they target big markets like UK and US, and they plan to start in Bulgaria, be first on the market, and then grow.
How about legal part of the underage?
Actually, parents will sign up, they will pay the service, and they will teach their children how to use the app.
But is it legal?
Yes, it's legal. At the moment, banks, they offer debit cards to 7 years for children. So, of course, parents will sign the contract, and the idea is to partner with such banks that have programs for children, and we will just have additional products for them.
Is it option to choose where my kids can spend the money? Like if I don't want to spend it in some stores or something, I can ban this store.
Yes, basically in the app there will be some controls that parents will use, so you will be able to limit whether you allow them to withdraw cash from ATM or whether you allow them to use the card on internet. So basically the parents will choose how to allow this money to be spent.
Where is going to be your profit? In commissions somehow?
Well, of course, one of the revenue model would be subscription-based. We'll offer this product for subscription on annual basis. And the second revenue model, we want to partner with banks and receive some commission from them.
Do you have something in your mind for the monthly subscription, the price?
Actually, it should be, I think it should be annual subscription. Something like 40 levels per year.
How much?
30 or 40 levels per
40
year.
levels per year. Okay.
But this is, of course, initially we'll start with a free through the application and through.
You know, Revolut is gonna do this for free, right?
Sorry?
Revolut is gonna do this for free.
Yes, exactly. This is why premium model should exist, and when we add more features and more services, we'll of course add the subscription model, and we'll see how the market will need to step.
So do you have anything operating now, or it's just an idea?
We also started to develop our initial mobile application. We hope by end of the month to have this application. Initially it will have more educational elements like the game, so to teach kids how to save money.
So you have a banking customer that's financing it? Is that what you're saying?
No. It's,
So do you have any proof that there's actually a market? Like people saying, hey, we really need this?
Well, the proof is, first of all, there are several such startups in the world. They are started in UK and US. Some of them are working more than 5 years, so there is, of course, a market for this. And we know that Revolut, for example, also want to add such products. So this is emerging market, just developing.
I would say try to find a way to, test it, even if it's just on paper before you spend a lot of time programming it. Because if the kids don't find it fun, they're not going to do it. If the parents, they're not going to pay the money.
Exactly. We want to offer free version in the beginning with some educational and gaming stuff, so to test how kids react on it and see if everything works well.
But you can do that on paper. You don't need to spend time. I hate to see you spend a year developing it, and it turns out that really it should have been this way. And because you can do that on paper over a weekend with 4 kids.
Yes. Well, yes, we are actually, I have met people that already work with children to build their financial literacy, with junior achievements in Bulgaria, and other NGOs working with kids, and we want to work together. So to have a better understanding exactly what the kid needs to work. But of course we start with some educational material and gaming just to see if it works well. And,
I'm only saying this because I tried this, by the way. And I noticed that if a kid has a chance of playing a video, watching a movie, or getting some financial education, they will pick playing the video or watching a movie. It's really hard to get them interested in that.
yes.
And if they don't use it, the parents won't.
Of course, the parents should understand, of course, that it will be good for their children to learn these skills from young age to have these habits, how to save money, how to...
I'm not saying it can't be done, but I'm saying it's worth taking some time up front before you program to find out what's going to engage the kids. That's what it is. Because it can be done.
Yeah.
It's just trying to find out how to do it.
Yes, the idea also to give them a way to earn money. So let's say the parents can assign some tasks like clean up your bedroom or wash the dishes, and you receive some pocket money in addition. So we know from other competitors that this model works because kids are engaged, to do more stuff and to earn money, and it works.
We all know that the birth rate in Bulgaria is decreasing. As you mentioned, Bulgaria will start in Bulgaria. What will be your next target market, and how you plan to penetrate this market?
Well, it will really depend on our competition. If, let's say, Revolut already in UK, already we have 3 or 4 such startups, it doesn't make much sense, to compete with them. Most probably we'll start with nearby markets, or children, let's say Spanish market or Russian market, no one goes to Eastern Europe or to East. Why not start with Russia, for example? So I already work in my present job with a founder from Russia, so we can do.
Just as a matter of clarity, Monety is going to be an application on one side, but at the other, physically, kids should be able to purchase or use a method of purchasing goods at various places. So are you going to use plastic? Is it going to be like a card? Is it going to be a wearable where you have a ear?
Yes, it depends. It will definitely have plastic, a debit card, and of course it could be also wearable. It could be a watch, or it could be a mobile device.
How advanced in terms of in your planning? How advanced are you in this point? Because this is technically an important part. You should partner with the operator, or you should basically make either a card, a separate card, or you partner with MasterCard or Visa in order to process all this. And how advanced are you in this field in terms of?
At the moment, we don't make any meetings with Bulgarian companies that issue debit cards because we want to introduce first our initial prototype and to get some feedback from customers before going to big partners like banks and fintech companies.
Good.
It's an early stage. Yes.
So currently, children learn financial intelligence in one way. How are you better than that? And how are you better than children not following their the bad example from their parents or the good one?
Well, I have two children, and the young one is 3.5 years, and the second is 6.5 years, and actually they want to learn about money even at this age. And,
yes, but they good because you are good at it. They
well,
follow your
I
example.
don't.
There's no app that's going to substitute your good or bad example.
No, actually, I'm not good at it because this is my pain. This is why I'm creating this startup, because I learned that actually adults it's more difficult for them to change their spending habits and saving habits, and this is why I decided to start learning children, not adults.
Anyone else?
Can you explain more how you bring the attention of the kids to this program? With gaming or something like?
Yes, there will be games, some educational materials, and we will work with organizations that already teach children about money in school, just to have an additional tool for them.
So you plan to be like a simulation first? They pay with coins, and after that, when they earn, then they'll go to the.
Yes, initially they can start with artificial money, and after the parents decide that their kids are ready to use the card and the real money, they can purchase this.
Okay, and my last question is: have you thought about security breach, hacking from? Because this is serious thing.
Yeah, actually, I'm coming from my background is in financial and payment industry, so I'm a risk manager and I see a lot of fraud there, and so of course some of the main points and also we want to work with banks, so to be a partner of a bank is something very big.
Okay, thank you.
Can you pass it next to you? At the front. Okay.
So my question is on the moral side of it, because you said that children will, for example, have tasks from their parents, like wash dishes, you will get your pocket money. Do you think that you will make children only be greedy for money, just I will need to do this and this and this only to get money from here, from here, from there, from there, and then you will establish a mind in themselves, just only chasing money?
If it depends on the parents. I mean, the kids actually they learn from the behavior of their parents. So basically, you can use a knife, you know, to bread, you know, but you can also use a knife to kill. So it depends. We just give a tool, and how it will be used, it really depends on everyone.
You have to prevent killing, you know.
Yeah.
More questions?
How many people is the team? First question, and probably second question is, are you a separate team already, or you're still in the process of deciding to fully allocate? And third question is, how much money do you need to go next stage?
At the moment, we're two people, me and mobile developer. So I think just initially it's enough just to make a prototype. And with this prototype, of course, we will go to investors and try to get some money. Both of us are working in the full-time. We have full-time jobs, so to be fully dedicated, we will need some investment. Well, in this area, because of all this, if it's fully featured, it will cost 200,000, for example, investment. But we'll start slowly to build it, so initially to have a product with digital wallet and cards, we estimated about 6,000.
Okay, thank you. Big applause.
Thank you.
Okay, so we gather around here, very smart people, business oriented. So, can I ask you a question? Can you tell me what kind of animal is this?
Imaginary.
Okay, and what is his name? Ichi. Ichi. Okay, officially, it's Ichi. Big applause for Ichi. Medusa. Okay. So, the next startup is, sorry for this, KnnectMe, Georgi Mutarchev. KnnectMe is a complex solution for business contract management. They facilitate a whole process of business communication between people with a single web app and a plastic card with a QR code. So, after a few beeping, you can shine like a diamond.
Thank you very much. Okay, good evening everyone. You are probably familiar with the problem of browsing through your different business cards, trying to find some important contacts and just meeting random people without remembering sometimes the purpose of the meeting and why do you have them in your pocket or in your wallet. So actually, I personally have this experience, and me and my team decided to solve this finally because we're 2020 and we're still using paper business cards. So we founded KnnectMe, which is the modern version of complex business contact management, which means that we're going to facilitate the whole process from thinking about meeting someone through meeting him and after that doing business with him or her, actually. So we're using a single plastic card that is connected to an application that I'm going to explain in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Please ask about the application.
Smart manners, I like. So, how it works, it's when I meet someone, we connect our plastic
I
card.
will show you right now. Just find it in my pocket.
Be careful.
Where is it? Should be in the other pocket, of course. Okay, so we're using a single plastic card with a QR code on it, so it's personally branded with the company logo of the user. So the only thing that I need to do is providing this card to the person I'm meeting, so he or she doesn't need to know anything about this project. They are going to scan this code. I'm going to demonstrate now, very quickly. So this is the final result. After they scan the code, they're going to receive my basic contact information. And now they have two options. When they click on Save to Contact, they have the option to save the contacts directly to their phone or to sign up for free in our application. The sign-up process is within 20 seconds. And after that, this sign-up is giving them full access to business features such as pre-matching with people when you're attending, for example, events on Facebook and other social media. It is going to take people with similar interests like yours, and you're going to be matched with them in order to meet somebody at this event where you're going. After that, you're going to have the option to send and receive personalized job offers to freelancers or B2B. And finally, but not the least, you're going to have a smart organizer for your contacts. So you're going to have something like auto-generated smart groups of contacts. For example, if I meet some people today...
Let's not shoot features before we understand what every feature is. So first, you are selling it to event organizers, because I have events that I go, big conference, I don't meet 5% of the people, and I don't meet nothing of the people who I'm interested in. So you are selling to the event organizers to pre-match the attendance and have try to negotiate meetings between them before the event.
Exactly.
Correctly?
For example, today when I came here, I didn't know anybody at all. So if I'm using this application, it is going to show me directly some of other KnnectMe users that are going to attend today's event, and I can just get in touch with them using the application.
All of them have to have the application?
Yes, they should be signed up. Or it is
All
going to present you information just from Facebook and other social media sources, but it's not going to be so relevant unless they are users.
You're doing scraping to, I give you the list of attendance, you're doing scraping and then you match them for LinkedIn, for example?
Yeah, actually, it works exactly this way. When you, for example, click, I'm going to attend this event, it is going to spread the information about other people who are going to attend, and if they're KnnectMe users, you're going to receive some specific sorted information.
Okay, you can continue with the other feature. What are the other features?
Actually, the last feature, which is probably the most important one, is the auto-generated folders of contacts. For example, when I'm adding contacts today, it is going to create a separated folder, which is going to be, for example, called Pitch2Pitch, it's 11th of January, and so on. And it is going to separate every single day, so to say, every single event. It is going to take my location, the event that is happening here, and it is going to provide you a full traction, so to say, of the contacts you are having in your digital wallet, so to say, with business card holder. So in order to know everybody about every contact you're adding, when, why, and where you met him or her.
So actually, when you scan the QR code, the information will be not only from the business card, but where and when, and maybe what is the event, and everything. All this information will be in the app.
In case you're not a user, you're going to only receive, first of all, my personal information, like name, phone, and company. But if you sign up for free, you're going to have this option to save up to 100 contacts using all this information about the location, event, and so on.
Where is the business?
The business is in the freemium model that we're using, so we're giving only 100 people to be added, and we are cutting some of the premium features, such as adding quick notes with artificial intelligence generated keywords, and so on. Yeah.
So you push this to the events. How do you get to the client? Is it B2B2C or what?
We actually want it to be B2B, but there is also a target group of freelancers who are probably going to join due to the option for personalized job offers, but primarily it is B2B. So we are offering our product to a company, and after they have accepted to convert their traditional business cards to ours, they're going to start operating as a company, so we are developing also functions for larger companies to have management on different levels of the contact flow that is going into the company at all.
So what is the benefit for the company? can you name like 1, 2, 3 benefits?
The costs, first of all, because it is going to cut the costs of a company 3 times, because when you create this card, it is only a QR code, as you can see, and for example, if you change your phone number, email, position, and so on, you don't need to reprint all the business cards that you're using inside the company, so it costs only $27 in order to have it like lifetime, until you break it or lose it.
So we're losing the beauty of the card.
But also we are getting more efficiency when we are looking for content.
Efficiency versus beauty.
Let me tell you something that I'm not happy with. Business cards are the cheapest commercial in the world. Because actually today I check all my business cards. There's 1,000 business cards, and I found, oh, this guy, I remember this guy. Wait, I want to contact with him. And you broke all this. You broke the beauty, really. Because this, if you have my business card in your home, at your office, maybe after 1 year, after 5 years, you will see my business card, and you will, oh, I know this guy with the beard. Okay, I want to do some business with him. And you lose this commercial. This is very cheap way to make people remember you.
I can't agree with that because I'm personally struggling with finding, probably it's due to my contact management, but we are trying to keep the process of giving and receiving something like a card in order to keep this like small tradition when exchanging contacts, but I fully disagree with the idea of having business folders, different stacks of business cards in your office. I think it's out of time.
Okay.
And it's cutting trees.
I think you're onto something. I've seen something like this at a big trade show where they try to pre-match you, but it just wasn't done right. But I thought it was pretty cool. So I think that if you set this up and market it to trade shows, which there's thousands of those all over the world now, I don't think I've seen anything done right this way. And the other thing is, I think if you find a way to leverage it with LinkedIn, and you set yourself up right, within a year or two, you might have to go through the painful thing of being bought by LinkedIn. It's a good thing. So I think you're on something.
Why don't you do a service very simple like Bitly for QR code into your LinkedIn? You just sell QR codes and it links to your LinkedIn, most updated, the info, emails, and everything. You just sell the conversion and you have analytics. How many people went through you? That's it.
I can tell you something about LinkedIn, very short story, I promise. Probably 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was on an event similar like this, and at the beginning of the event, we turned on an option on LinkedIn to check nearby LinkedIn profiles that are open. So we connected all, and after that, I had the chance to pitch my project to be the last one who is pitching, and I asked them, please, you tell me 5 people you met today and you know their names without opening your phone. He failed, actually. Unless he has connected more than 35 people on LinkedIn, he has actually really met 2 or 3 people.
Or he take the stack away with his pocket and then go over them and say,
It's the same.
So basically, you have a product already, you have the application running. How many people are you?
We're a team of 4 people, and we are going to finish our minimum viable product, initial application, within 2 to 3 weeks.
How long time you have been working together?
I started myself the idea in the mid of 2018, so we started building the application probably 4 months ago, seriously working, developing the business plan and all the other documentation and stuff.
What is the path forward? So you need to get funding to really finish and to roll out and to start to market this.
We're actually having now negotiations with 4 companies with together more than 35k employees in Bulgaria and in EU and all. So we're planning to at least run our project as a pilot test in one of these companies in order to get validation of the market. So we are seeking for investments right now. And our salesman has more than 20 years experience in selling aircraft to the Middle East and the USA, so it won't be a problem, I think, to sell a business card.
Next question, basically, can this be linked in some certain way to a CRM system? Basically, what is the most important today is being able to link your contacts with the CRM system and not either, but most probably import it within the existing CRM systems.
Yes, it will be. So we're going to have two channels of importing contacts into the application. One is by taking pictures and using probably image recognition to take your old business cards to the new business card holder. And the second one is going to be the CRM system for cross-platform import of contacts, for example, from Gmail and so on.
Can you export it from your platform to the other?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
So, how are you better than 1 week of training of a person to communicate better at events?
We're actually bringing the efficiency into people who are going, for example, to trade shows, exhibitions, and they're gathering like hundreds of contacts every day. So not everybody who is meeting has, for example, LinkedIn profile, accurate and updated business card. For example, as you said before, you are finding my business card after 3 or 4 or 5 years, but I have changed my phone number.
Okay, so I have a few questions. First one is, what are you going to plan to do with the fact that mostly web scraping is illegal? The second question is, how do you plan to make me change my business card from vCard, which does the same thing, to your place, and why don't you just use the vCards that are already printed?
Actually, to the first question, we are going to do it on the legal way, so we are now seeking, for example, for APIs and so on. We are not going to start directly, for example, with Facebook. We can start with Meetup, that they provide this kind of API for getting information about events. So we are going to be legal, at least 80%. And to the second question, I want to add that we have covered probably more than 26 companies in our competition landscape research during the last few months, and the thing that we're better than compared to applications, for example, such as vCard, as you said, KnnectMe, and other products and services that are available on the market, is that we're bringing a complex solution for all the segments of communication and networking in the business field. So we're giving access not only to having direct contact with the person, but also sending, receiving job offers, keeping traction of the contacts that you're adding, and of course having this option to be to use this cross-platform CRM system and to keep actually everything that you need in order to communicate with someone regarding to your business on a single application. If this answers your question.
Yeah, but like vCard is integrated in every phone, so you just can't because you don't need to install it.
Yeah, but actually we want to have the information extended like in LinkedIn, but the thing that differentiates that is different from LinkedIn is that we are not going to have this loss of traction of adding contacts and so on and so on. And of course, you don't want your contact application on your phone to be full with everybody you meet. So we are doing this only for companies B2B to keep traction of the contacts they are adding and that are available for the companies.
Okay. And the last question, please.
Last question. Okay, it's a bit similar to this, but still GDPR. Okay, in the cards I give to you, and I know that I give to you. What will guarantee me that my data will not be in your app? Don't want other people to know that I was here, for example.
So if you have a profile, for example, on Facebook and the other social platforms, as I said before, we're going to use it only for KnnectMe users at the beginning, because when you sign up in our application, we're going to agree with that if you make the connection between your KnnectMe profile, for example, your Facebook and other social media profiles, you're going to agree that certain information is going to be used in the processes in the application inside. So this is going to be the way.
Great applause.
Thank you.
Thank you. Actually, I like to having more green solution. It's fantastic idea. Our next participant is a very young company. They are made by Compliance for Compliance. Omnio is able to make transaction monitoring, fraud detection, and abnormal client behavior, resolving a matter of only a minute. Please welcome Stoyan Lozano.
Today we're going to talk about financial crime. So, all of you have bank accounts and other fintech accounts, right? And how many of you actually had to wait for your money to come in for like 2-3 days, or they were held for a strange reason, or just didn't come at all? Well, that happens because banks and financial institutions are actually obligated to check your transactions to make sure that you're not a money launderer, fraudster, or involved in terrorist finance. What they do essentially is they check who's the sender, who's the receiver, what's the amount, and what's the reason. And you would imagine there would be a really smart software that does this automatically, right? Well, actually no. It's a great manual process that involves a lot of employees, and a single case can take up to days to resolve. So what we do at Omnio is essentially eliminate the manual work. By combining compliance knowledge and machine learning, we're able to resolve complex issues in a matter of seconds rather than days. And we hope to get greater customer satisfaction and the manual work, and actually reduce all the work by 70%, and actually stop financial crime. Thank you very much.
But wait, there is an algorithm that goes constantly over transactions and flags users.
Yeah, it flags users, but afterward, you actually have to assess the entire case.
No, but you're speaking about manually every transaction check you're going to check.
No, right. So there are preset algorithms that actually check some issues that might occur according to regulatory guidance. But afterwards, a compliance officer or risk officer in a financial institution actually has to work on the case and assess the entire data of the client to make sure this is the correct way to resolve certain things. And what we want to do is pretty much resolve it as we go, and just have the compliance officer to click one button and say, okay, I accept your recommendation based on data and regulatory guidance.
So basically, you have an access to databases, you're enriching information, or you're not enriching information? I mean, like, what is the technology behind it?
Well, essentially, what we're doing is using 5 pillars of data: open source data, transactional data, personal data, associated with individuals' data, etc., which is in every financial institution. And afterwards, based on that data, we first of all write a regulatory worthy assessment of the entire case, the entire compliance case, after flagging it, and provide recommendations. So the compliance officer does not really have to go back 365 days and query the entire data, but he can do it instantly by reading it in our recommendation.
What is the technology behind it? Is it graph databases, or how fast is this?
Well, as our presenter said, we're just at the beginning, so yes, we will have graph data as well, but for the moment, it's simple write-up of the case. And it's machine learning combined with a lot of it, and afterwards we're going to have unsupervised AI, which is going to present even more opportunities of how to resolve things.
Semantic cases, why not? In terms of something do vary. I mean, like, you can. My name is Victor with K, and Victor is with C over there. So, and my colleague is Manef, and I'm Manef also. So there are 2 Manefs and 2 Victors here, but we have no relation at all. So do you have semantic approach also to the data?
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, you have to acknowledge a lot of facts, like where you're born, what country you reside in, what country do you do your banking in, how old are you, and your picture. I mean, no offense, but you don't look alike.
So the application you're describing is exactly the kind of application of a company called UiPath out of Romania, but also based in the U.S. If you describe this to one of their people, they will give you all the code to do that. So I think that they're not in the business of doing this, they're in the business of selling tools to do this. So you might want to talk with somebody there.
Okay,
So you don't have any coding to do. UiPath provides tools for lazy programmers, and it's mostly put accounting departments out of business. And what you're describing is an accounting function. So,
Yes and no, but yeah, sure.
yes, so you want to take a look. Take a look at them. They have a rep somewhere around here.
Okay, thanks for that.
It's a uniform, by the way. It's worth about $3 billion. Sorry.
Questions from the audience? Okay, big applause. Okay, thank you. Very good first start pitching, actually. Thank you. Our next actually participant will explain about their project connected to semantic segmentation in a human right spinal position. Hopefully, I don't kind of right. Okay. Please, your applause.
So, I spent the last 4 years researching a set of computer vision algorithms. I'm a developer, not a businessman. And November last year, I reached a very interesting research end. And right now, what I can do is an application that shoots you in your hall while you're alone, in your underpants, and determines your posture. How good is it? How bad is it? You have to move around, shake it like there's no tomorrow, and it will determine your muscle imbalances and tell you how to move in order to correct them. And everybody needs it. Everybody has a bad posture, actually. I decided to fix my posture like when I was 30, and I just couldn't do it. And you really need a lot of help to do such a thing. So that's it.
How again does it work exactly?
Currently there's a lot of software that determines your posture, but it uses feature points. It doesn't really align your muscles well with your skeleton, and that's a big problem because that's not how people stand. And
It takes photos of you.
So you have two cameras in your hall, and one is in your laptop and one is your phone, for example. They connect and they do a 3D reconstruction of you.
3D construction?
Yes, 3D reconstruction of your body, and then you can fit a model inside the 3D reconstruction.
It's not on the go. It's once in a while. You do it once in a while.
No. You do it 30 frames per second.
No. But it's not an ongoing process that monitors you're doing a day. You do it like
This is like an exercise application. Yeah. But you just have to be naked mostly, so it can really see your body.
Here's some GDPR questions now coming.
The best part is that it's not machine learning, it's not AI, it doesn't require data. We know the human body, and we can fit a model to it. So that there is you never have to send your videos to us.
What is the end result? It gives you recommendations.
Yes, it gives you exercises to do specifically for you, specifically for your muscle imbalance. It tells you, okay, you have this muscle on your left thigh. No, do this. No, lie on the ground. Lift your head up. Lift your leg up.
So the application is ready. What is ready?
Right now, what is ready is the 3D reconstruction of the person. And what we have to do is fit the skeletal model to it. But the 3D reconstruction is actually the hard part.
I imagine, and then the recommendation of what exercises you have to do, how you're going to What knowledge? Do you have the team, within the team, do you have anybody with?
Well, so the best part is actually you don't need a kinesiotherapist or a physical therapist for this. The algorithm already knows what the limitations of human mobility is and where it should be going and where it shouldn't be going. So it will automatically generate the exercises for you. It will have a preset of like possible exercises, but it will just combine it because how you lift your hand, you can lift it in many ways. And it will try to persuade you to do it in a certain way.
How are you going to persuade the clients to do? I mean, like this is, I mean, I know the use and it's very useful. Really.
Yes, everybody.
It's very useful. The big question is how are you going to persuade people to follow and to do it, because people are not, although they know that this is bad, but they're not training, they're not changing their habits.
Yeah. So the main use case, how it is going to be used and people are going to enjoy it. So you have two cameras that shoot you in. On your laptop monitor, for example, or in your phone, you see yourself and your muscles. And it's going to simply show you, okay, move your hand, no, rotate it more, now back. And you're going to feel like, oh my God, I have had this pain for years and it's gone now. Because I don't know if you've been to physical therapy, but that's how it feels, You're like, wow, I didn't know I can feel so well in my body. So this app is just going to take this in your hall. And you're going to be alone and you won't have anybody to judge you because a lot of people are shy. And they don't want to go to a therapist and tell them, well, look, I've been always self-conscious about my posture and stuff like that.
You share with us that you're not a businessman, but where is the business model?
So the business model, there's several options for it. First is local physical therapists advertisements, because the app is not going to remove them, it's going to create so much work for them. And because once you know how bad your posture is, you're going to notice that you're going to need 4 years.
You're going to sell leads?
So, well, that is one option. Another option is to have like a local fitness also advertisements. The other thing is have a premium version that has more options. For example, you might get a simple, the demo app might only help you fix your imbalances in your calves and your foot arch, which will improve your life greatly, but the rest of the work. So there is a lot of options to take. So I'm not a businessman, I just like solving problems, so money is something that just happens.
Maybe strange questions, but how you set your cameras properly, because
they auto-calibrate.
They auto-calibrate.
Yeah.
So I just put my phone here on the stand and my laptop,
Yes,
and they auto-calibrate.
this is your desk. You usually have a desk actually. Most
Did
people
you
just put
do
one
you have
desk.
this algorithm right now, or you think you?
The proof of concept of 3D reconstruction, I finished it last year November, and right now I'm rewriting it as a SDK, and it needs a little bit more time in order to integrate the human model in it. Because right now it has the photometric model, but it needs the human model.
Idea that came to my mind, if you have this algorithm and the two cameras and the people are already naked, you can use this for matching them clothes,
The reason why I was proposed as semantic segmentation is that I'm solving the semantic segmentation problem.
What is semantic?
Semantic segmentation means that we have a 3D reconstruction of a room, of a city, of whatever, and we know that this object here, this is a tree. This object here, now this is a very open problem, and I spent the last 4 years staying at home solving it. And at this point, I think I'm pretty close to solving it. And my main advantage, Facebook and Google are better than me, for sure, but everybody else is still using feature points, and that's not gonna work.
Maybe you can become like selling only the algorithm that you developed for now and make some money out of it. And then you will see what you can do with
So
it.
the problem with this is that this algorithm is something I don't want to sell. I want to continue developing it because it is going to be
Many
based
people
on
have, but why?
So the reason is that adding the human model to this algorithm is just one step. Once we add it, we can, like, for example, we shoot a stadium and there's football players, and we can match every football player, how he's running, why he's running. We can incorporate this into his training. We can.
I don't mean sell it. I mean sell it as a service.
Yes.
Sell it as a
Sell it
service.
as a service is.
Sell it as a service.
It's a goal. Yes. I am right now. I'm developing the SDK, so I have a 3D reconstruction service.
So, again, something you might want to look at is, this is like a like to have. You would like to have better posture, but how about somebody that needs it? And,
Yes,
and
good
so
question.
there's a category of people that need help in this area, and that would be runners, people who are running. Because if you have the right posture and the right foot placement.
Running is great inspiration for this project. Actually.
Right. So there's a place called, I'm from Virginia, called UVA Speed Clinic. Okay, I'm a runner.
Yeah.
So if you go to the UVA Speed Clinic, you get this done exactly what you're saying.
Exactly.
But I don't think they have the connection of the analysis to the solution. A doctor has to look at it and say.
Right now we have to have a human in the chain, and he's the one who analyzes your skeleton. He's the one who sees the imbalances.
But if you ever had it done, though, it's pretty cool.
Well, I've been living off savings the last 4 years,
Yeah.
so.
But they can have something like that here.
I've analyzed a lot of my postural problems, and I have addressed them. So I have done it myself, on myself.
Yeah. But take a look at the UVA Speed Clinic.
Yeah, there is such a thing in Bulgaria. It's called Runners Clinic or something like that. They have a treadmill, you run, and they look at your calves only.
Yeah, no, this is your whole body.
Yeah.
Everything, and plus your.
Yes, there's.
Your posture.
Yeah.
So, but, I mean, that's an area where people, I pay for that.
Yeah, no.
So.
You pay good money usually for it, but it's really helpful.
Okay, some questions?
Amazing, and I just want to suggest that you can also do it like in yoga class, to see the right posture. It would be really great.
Essentially, it is yoga is it's a part of what I'm doing. You know, I'm looking at the whole kinetic model of the human, and yoga is just one way to address it. You can do powerlifting if you want. It doesn't matter any exercise. You'll be able to determine how well you're doing it, and do you have a pressure point somewhere which you have to not have because it will cause an injury.
Yeah, thank you. Great applications. Even here you can analyze which pitch is the best posture.
So, no, you have to be naked. Naked is, no, with clothes it's very hard. I don't know, especially
That's a great idea, and my experience with posture is that many people know that they have posture problems, but they forget about it in the day, and they need to notify about their posture right now. Do you think that you can notify people that they have bad posture right now?
Well, I don't think that this approach is good at fixing posture. What you have to do in order to fix your posture is create a mind-muscle connection. Because bad posture is caused by your brain just not being aware of some muscles. And once you're aware of them, you won't have any problems during the day. You won't forget. So my idea is to address this forgetting problem by showing you how good it feels to be aligned. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. Okay. What question?
That's a great idea. Two related questions.
So there is this photogrammetric solution that you're using, and the baseline is using these points. And if I understand correctly, this is similar to, let's say, what people are using when they are shooting a movie and they want to do CGI on top of it.
Yeah.
So the two questions are, so can we compare the two methods? So how does the accuracy compare, and how computationally expensive is your method compared to the other?
Well, Disney has the best CGI for humans, I think, at least in my research. And it is inferior, I think, to what they're doing. But what they're doing is they're simulating the person in order to seem real, and I'm just reading the person. So we are the one that it's used in the movies, and what I'm doing is very different. It's one of them is the forward problem, and the other one is the inverse problem. So this is it's just a different problem. It's hard to compare them.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, I think that now there is a hard time for our jury. Come on, let's start with the startup. We are announcing 15 minutes for our lovely jury to take decision which name will be signed over here.
Next to the PG?
Yeah. This time, therefore, we will lovely having some networking, glass of wine, beer, and in 15 minutes see you again. Thank you.
Thank you.